Hogwarts Legacy is a great game, one of my favourite games I've played in a while. I love playing video games, I play a lot of different kinds, but to be honest, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I'm not the person to be talking about lore or the story and what should be added from the Harry Potter universe, but I can talk about gameplay mechanics and video game elements that can be added or improved to this game to make it even better, because at the end of the day, this game has so much potential to be one of the greatest story games of all time. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to be talking about what I want to see when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy, my wish list for Hogwarts Legacy 2. So the first thing I want to talk about is more enemy variety. One thing in Hogwarts Legacy that does get repetitive is the enemies. There are only a handful of enemies, which is fine at first, but when you play so many missions and side missions in this game, it kind of makes the missions feel the same and repetitive. I would love to see another handful of different enemy types, maybe 5 or 6 added to Hogwarts Legacy 2, just to keep a lot of the missions fresh and unique. So instead of fighting spiders and trolls all the time, we'll be fighting different things. So it just makes each mission or a handful of missions different instead of just making them feel the same over time, because it does feel very repetitive fighting the same spider over and over, or the same troll just with a different type over and over and over again. The most fun I had when playing Hogwarts Legacy was the boss fights, but there was just simply not enough of them. The game is built in the land of fantasy, so I hope the devs do get creative and go wild with this shit. The sky is the limit, to be honest. But when there's only 7 bosses, it's just simply not enough when there is over 30 hours of gameplay. They should go crazy with it and make fighting bosses unique, requiring a different strategy to beat each boss, like the Ranrock the dragon. At the final battle, it was unique when you had to destroy the balls with different spells and stuff like that. Instead of just having so much waffle, I just want less talking and more boss fights and more action, because at the end of the day, we're playing a video game, not a movie. So the next thing I want to talk about is co-op or multiplayer. Am I the only one that wants to play this game with a friend? I think it'd be great exploring Hogwarts and fighting different enemies and exploring the world with a friend. Adding some co-op or even some PvP action would create a lot more replayability to keep the fans of the game coming back, and adding some seasonal content that can be done with between 2 or 4 friends would be sweet in my opinion, and something that must be added when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy 2. So the next thing I want to talk about is branching storylines for side missions. I personally thought that the Sebastian side story was better than the main story, but making the decisions that all led to the same ending is kind of dull and boring. I would love to see more decisions actually matter and have different endings to some more side missions other than just the Sebastian one. We need more side missions to offer this, other than just a handful, 1, maybe 2. We need every side mission to have branching storylines which are worth playing and more impactful to the player, and that's what will make people want to play the side stories, instead of just these side stories that no one really wants to play and only does it to get their level up to take on the main missions. So the next thing I want to talk about is casting spells on mounts, fighting while flying. Flying on your broom was fun the first few times that you did it, but after a while, I'd just much rather quick travel in my opinion than using the broom or the beast to fly around, because it's just the same thing, you just flew. You only did it when you had to. So having some battles or fights in the air would be sweet in my opinion. Maybe have some spells that are unique to flying on the broom, and have some epic air battles that have other wizards fighting you, shooting spells back at you. It would be cool in my opinion, and add another mission variety type other than the standard old game. So the next thing I want to talk about is choosing a house. Make it different somehow.
I guess so. I don't know what the other ones are. Is that a good one to pick, Gin Dog, you reckon, or should I do it again? That's the one I got, so I shouldn't pick it. Because I was curious, but I definitely don't enjoy a good puzzle.
Choosing a house isn't that unique other than a couple of side missions, and that's boring and just simply not enough. Maybe you should get different spells or different abilities. Maybe some other things as well added in other than just a mission or 2. It got boring very quickly and it just made the decision pointless, and it should be one of the biggest decisions that you make in the game instead of just a pointless, useless decision like what it was in Hogwarts Legacy 1. So the next thing I want to talk about is the gear system. A more in-depth gear system other than than just offense or defense. Gear was one of the biggest things in this game. Finding and looting all different types of gear was fun for me, but it just didn't really mean anything other than a number. It didn't really show me anything different. It needs to be more in depth, maybe adding some more reasons to have a certain item like spell speed or maybe spell impact, something like that, other than just having offense and defense, and make collecting gear something that you had to do. Maybe certain gear pieces go better against certain enemies or something like that. Something different in my opinion. That's just me talking off the top of the dome, but at the end of the day, it could be a hell of a lot better in my opinion. So the next thing I want to talk about is I'd love to see your beast allies fight with you. I'd love to see it instead of just you collect them and that's about it. There's no impact in the game whatsoever other than just collecting them. Maybe they could fight with you, have some strengths, have some weaknesses against certain enemies. I really want to see some beasts more involved in the game and play more of a role in Hogwarts Legacy 2. Maybe even build your relationships, which unlocks different abilities and makes them stronger. I'm just spitballing here, but something needs to be done. Otherwise, there's just no point having these beasts in Hogwarts Legacy 2. So the last thing I want to talk about is more caves and unique dungeons. We need more stuff like this because other than side missions, there's not really a hell of a lot to do other than just doing the same repetitive cave and dungeons over and over and over again. Some were cool with unique boss spider fights.
I'm beating at this one. Fezzy guarantee. Oh, no. Not the Fezzy guarantee. Oh, no. I've got to be perfect from now on in. Stalking me, the son of a bitch. Oh, come on. Gotcha. Yes. Alright, don't die, Fezzy. I'm dying for sure. Come on, Fezzy. Come on. You got this. Lock in.
But at the end of the day, it was pretty much the same. I would like to see random generated caves just to keep things different and reward players with decent gear at the end of each cave or dungeon, whatever you want to call them, after defeating a boss that is protecting that cave or dungeon. That would just add something different other than the standard side missions played over and over and over again. There are probably things that I've forgot when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy 2, but this game has the potential to be great, and Portkey Games have built a great foundation, and all they need to do is add to it. They seem to know what they're doing. I just hope that they get the time and support from Warner Brothers Games to make something amazing. But anyway, guys, and maybe some girls out there too, I've talked and raved long enough. If you do like these rant, raves, whatever you want to call them, don't forget to leave a like, hit the subscribe button, and comment down below all your thoughts and opinions when it comes to Hogwarts Legacy 2. What do you want to see? Do you want to see some better gameplay mechanics? Whatever, leave it in the comments below. I'll be happy to read every single one of them. And don't forget to follow me over on Twitch at AussieFez with 2 Z's. But as I said, I've talked and raved long enough. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch us later.